Hello guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Blaine, aka Blaine the Occultist, and today we're gonna be doing let's see, what can I do today? We're gonna be doing urban legends. Now, I haven't read from this book, but as you can see, there's a lot of urban legends. So with that being said...
Why so sad? I know it can cheer you up. Start chatting on Highly, talk to amazing single girls, and forget about all...
Sorry guys. Okay, so it says, nobody knows for sure who or what the Shadow Man is, but it may be the ghost of a man who was convicted of stalking and kidnapping children. He was caught at a home he had broken into a few days before and was being dragged off to the gallows after his trial when he overpowered the guards and ran into the woods. A huge search was organized and the entire forest was thoroughly searched, but he was never found. A few years later, children started going missing again, and some people thought it must be him. Their suspicions were put to rest, however, after one of the missing children came back. The 5-year-old boy was questioned. During the police interview, he revealed that he was captured by a shadow man with big red eyes and a funny hat. Since then, there have been many more reports of this shadow man. The shadow is described as being a shadow of a tall man with a boiler's hat and glowing red eyes. He can assume almost any form he chooses and slip through any door. He will plague children with nightmares about a strange man in a boiler's hat grabbing them and taking them away into an old hut. After a few days, he will creep into the child's room and stare down at them with his glowing red eyes until they wake up. The child will be petrified with fear, and that is when the shadow man will whisk them off, and the child will never be seen again. The scariest part is that he could be anywhere, anytime. You can never be sure if he's there watching you. Crazy, right? Alright, let's read another one, guys. I am not reading that big of a fucking story. There we go. The Goat Man of Maryland. According to urban legend, the Goat Man is an axe-wielding half-animal, half-man creature that was once a scientist who worked in the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. The tale holds that he was experimenting on goats until one of this experiment backfired, and he was mutating and becoming a goat himself. He then began attacking cars with an axe, roaming the back roads of Beltsville, Maryland. A variation of the legend tells of the Goat Man as an old hermit who lives in the woods, seen walking alone at night along Fletcher Road. According to the University of Maryland folklorist Barry Pearson, the Goat Man legends began long ago, and were further popularized in 1971 when the death of a dog was blamed on the Goat Man for local residences. Pearson says bored teenagers keep the Goat Man legend alive by repeating the story and suggesting that the creature attacks couples frequenting the local lovers' lane, subsequently stirring interest in sites of the Fletcher Road. Pretty cool, right? I'm gonna read one more, and this one is Charlie No Face. This is a bit of a longer story, but I guess we still have time. Yeah, we still got time. And I will be linking this app in the description along with my YouTube channel, so if you guys want to check it out, you can. A variant of the story gives late-night thrill-seekers a place to look for the green glow of their hero's skin. The accident took place near one of the many abandoned railroad tunnels in the greater Pittsburgh, and that was where he ran to after his accident. Many different locations are touted as the site of Green Man's Tunnel, but the most popular in South Park Township is off of Snowden Road, a site used township for storing rock salt on snowy days. So much of the stories, here are the facts. For 50 years, right up until the 1980s, Raymond Robinson used to walk a lonely stretch of the road between Coppell and Nageli for exercise. He did this under cover of at night because what had happened to him way back in the summer of 1919. On a dare, an 80-year-old Raymond had climbed up the power line that led the power lines for Harmony Line, Trolley, and Morado. A bird had built a nest there, and he and his buddies wanted to know if there was any eggs in it. Ray never saw the nest or anything else again. Yeah. He lost both eyes in the accident. He never got to see the Beaver Falls newspaper headline about what happened that Paolo Morado lad 8 shocked by live wire will die. That's a crazy news article. But he did prove the headline writer wrong. 2 months later, the Daily Times reported, in spite of the affliction, the boy is in good humor. After a leakly replication, Ray Robinson was released with a prosthetic nose connected to a pair of dark glasses that concealed his empty eye sockets. He passed his days listening to the radio, reading Brawley, and making belts and wallets out of leather. He mowed the lawn with a manual mower, and at night he went for walks along Route 351. He was the man. Word soon spread out that the disfigured night hiker, local teenagers began calling him Charlie No Face. People from further afield called him the Green Man, and folk began driving to the area just to meet him. Some nights there was such a flow of traffic to the road that police would be there to move things along. Generally, Ray would hide when he heard traffic approaching, because of a few disrespectful types, but some curiosity seekers befriended him, and he came to appreciate their company. They'd give him cigarettes and beer and sometimes snap pictures with him. During the Vietnam War, draftees from the Pittsburgh area took these pictures with them, and so the legend of the Green Man spread across the theater of the war and back to the United States, and then the stories became more exaggerated as they were retold. Every legend has that exaggeration, you know what I'm saying, guys? They're still told to this day, even though Ray Robinson died more than 20 years ago. On June 11th, 1985, he is buried in Grandview Cemetery near the site of his accident, which is legend walks on. August 4th, 1969, 9 p.m. After just another dog day of the summer in Pittsburgh, as usual, we were at Hamburger Road near the entrance of Allegheny County's park. A new girl was there, and she decided that the Green Man's Tunnel was the ticket to her to get her interested. In the 20-minute drive to the tunnel, we told her about the Green Man and how he had been electrocuted and turned into a shade of green. The tunnel is about 25 foot wide and 30 feet high. Wow, he does not English. The Monorail Railroad, I do not English either, constructed in 1934. You cannot see through the tunnel because of the bend. Next, we heard a train noise coming from the tunnel. Not just a normal diesel train, but a steam locomotive. I watched for the engine's headlight, but saw nothing. The train noise was getting louder and changing pitch, as if coming through the tunnel. The train was getting closer and channeling pitch again, coming from the tunnel. Then we all we could hear, oh my gosh, was the creaking and clickety clack. Was the creaking and clickety clack. Okay. Of the rail cars on the rails. 2 days later, Jack and I talked about Southport Township police at their station. The police told us that back in the 30s, a man killed his wife and child in that tunnel with a hatchet. Then the man jumped in front of a train. Since then, people have reported seeing a hatchet flying at them and hearing strange crying sounds. They had quite a large file on the incidents. And with that being said, guys, I hope you liked today's video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And comment down below how you guys are doing today, because I really want to know. And also, if you get time, comment down below what other videos I should do so I can interest you guys more. I want to hear your opinion. And with that being said, guys, this is Blaine the Occultist, aka Blaine, and I'm out.